Welcome to the MFS Wellness Podcast, a hybrid structure encompassing health, fitness, self-improvement, and entertainment, where no topic is off limits and all opinions are graciously welcomed.
Let's get on with the show!
And now, here's the host of the show, Mike Sinopoli.
This is the MFS Wellness Podcast. I am Mike Sinopoli. We are approaching the end of summer. We've got about another month left, although the end of summer seems to just be correlated with school starting for the kids, which has already begun. I've seen kids going back to school as early as like August 8th. I think that's way too early. Look, I'm all about putting the kids in school, giving them something to do. Mine went to camp for a little while because, you got to do something with them while you're working and doing your thing. But, boy, that's early. I always thought that the best way to do it would be, Memorial Day is the first day of summer for the kids. They're off from then on through Labor Day, and then they go back. I think that's the best route to it. But then again, it is good to put them in a place with their friends and learning something and doing what they can do, provided you trust the public school system or you're paying out the ass for a private school. Whatever. But we're not going to talk about that today, and not really going to even talk about health, fitness, or any of that stuff, because I am way behind here, as I haven't done a podcast in about 5 weeks. So to those of you who listen regularly, thank you. I apologize for the hiatus. Perhaps you're listening over on the Ford Show. If you check us out there, me and a couple of buddies were making some pretty good progress over there with a show we've been doing. We had Man Cow on, some other notable guests. We talked to Gays Against Groomers over there. We have the author of The Gender Trap coming on, tackling some pretty interesting topics with some fun people to talk to over there. A little different than what I do here. Although I'm going to keep this one going as a solo deal and bring guests back, kind of revive it a little bit, as I've sort of been on a once a month schedule here for 2024. But I do intend on increasing my episode frequency, especially for those of you who have asked, and I appreciate that. Anyways, a while back, I took some polls on Instagram, and we're going to kind of just have some fun with this episode because I did some food polls. I'm calling this the Great Food Debate. So, per usual, I shot some polls up on my Instagram story, and you voted. Got several votes here, so we got some pretty good numbers to go with here. But per usual, it gives me percentages. I also think I've said per usual about 5 times to start this thing in the 2.5 minutes, and I apologize for that. However, what we're doing here is the Great Food Debate. So I've asked a series of questions. I don't know exactly how many, 10 to 12 maybe, and I'm going to just go through the results, give you my take on some of it, what I think, and just sort of go from there and kind of have some fun today. All right, it's the weekend. It's a Saturday. We're going to chill. We're going to have fun. All right, so the very first one I did was, what do you prefer basically from a pig? The options are bacon, ham, ribs, and pork chops. The clear-cut winner here is bacon with 55%. Second was ribs at 26%. Third would be pork chops at 15%, and all by itself, ham at 5%. And I had gotten some replies on this one saying that ham is one of the most overrated foods or meats that we can eat. I mean, I kind of admit I never really truly look forward to ham. I just don't. Like, it's there at certain holidays. Like, it's a side dish to me at Thanksgiving. Maybe on Easter it shows up. But, I'm never really at the deli looking for a good ham. Quite honestly, and if you're going on the nutrition side of things, it's a saltier, fattier cut of meat, basically, if you're going with the nitrate-infested deli meats. That's one reason, and I did see a meme that made me laugh very, very hard. It was, who's paid to fart into the packaging of the packaged ham, because it stinks when you open it horribly. And now I can never really eat packaged ham ever again. Not that I made that a regular thing for me, but that meme has allowed that ship to sail for good. So I won't be touching packaged ham. Pork chops, are actually, they're low on there because they are kind of dry. They're kind of boring. With a little barbecue sauce, they're okay. I mean, who wants pork chops when there's, maybe chicken thighs or a good steak available? I get it. But pork chops, don't sleep on those. They're relatively inexpensive at the store. Decent protein count to fat ratio. Ribs are up there. I don't like ribs because they're messy and sloppy. I prefer like those other ribs that are, not the traditional barbecue infested ones that drip all over the place. Those are the ones that are just kind of fall off the bone. It's more of just the meat is really tender. Those are the kind of ribs I'll go for. But I'm not a big ribs guy because I don't like to eat that at home in public, just messy hands and slop. It's just, bones and you got to tear it up. I don't know. It's just a chore to me, but that's just my privilege speaking. But anyways, so that got 26%. And bacon. Now, I think bacon is good, but I think it's a very overrated food. It goes with everything, I'll admit that. I mean, you could put bacon on anything, a sandwich, in a salad. It can go on ice cream, in chocolate. Bacon is a versatile food. No hate to it, but I think it's a little overrated. I'm not a bacon enthusiast or connoisseur by any means. I mean, I'll eat it if it's there. But hey, you know what? You can have it breakfast, lunch, dinner. It goes anywhere. Dessert. So whatever, and I'm not surprised by that result. Now, some people just don't like to dine on swine, and I get that. I mean, if you look at a pig in a pen, and you just see it rolling around in its own shit and filth and muck and just snorting away at things and pissing on itself, it's kind of disgusting. I'm going to eat that. I mean, I can go for any animal, right? This one's out to you vegans who, you have that reasoning. I get it. I understand it, but I'm still going to eat meat. Sorry. So anyways, that's the result there. Bacon was the clear-cut winner. Moving along. A very common question people ask: if you have chicken wings, are you going ranch, blue cheese, or neither? Okay, that's obviously going to depend. The neither is going to depend on what kind of sauce you got on there, because it may or may not, it may be enough flavor for you, or it may need nothing else, or you just like it that way, or perhaps you just don't like either ranch or blue cheese. Ranch wins 56%, blue cheese at 24%, neither at 20%. I'm a blue cheese fan. That would be my pick. I don't vote in these, but that would be my pick. I do like when a large chunk of the blue cheese comes out of the dip and I can just have that on the wing itself and take one big bite of everything, and it's very, very good. Ranch is fine. I don't dislike ranch. Think it's better off on pizza, believe it or not, than wings or a salad. I'd rather have it on pizza. Home run in frozen pizza, to be exact. Really goes well. I'm telling you, when you're out there, you want a frozen pizza, go grab one, a home run in pizza, plain cheese or whatever you want, and use ranch on that thing. And call me about it later and tell me what you think. Use that, all of it, the crust, everything in ranch. Don't douse it too much, just enough, just a little bit. But yeah, for me, I don't even like wings with sauce. I prefer them with a rub and then blue cheese. That's the way I like to go with wings. I don't like them, just like I said with ribs, I don't like things that are sloppy all over my hands. I actually hate having really sticky hands in any way. I get really pissed off, and the older I get, I hate it even more. I used to have a friend when I was young, and every time I'd go to, he's a slob. Every time I'd go to his house, we'd play Super Nintendo. I just didn't want to go there and play anymore, because every single time I would go to his house, the fucking controller was sticky, and it was disgusting. I don't know what it was. He was just chewing Jolly Ranchers and licking his hands. I don't know what it was from. It was popsicles and just dripping sugar all over the place or whatever the fuck. But it was disgusting, and I don't like sticky things, and I don't like my hands filthy from food. So that's just me, pretentious as could be. Next up, I did AM breads and pastries. Okay, so these are like morning breads, pastry type things. You'll see at like a buffet, or maybe you have them in your house. The options here to clear that up are bagels, croissants, English muffins, or biscuits. This was a close race. The winner, surprisingly to me, was English muffins at 37%. Right behind it was bagels at 32%. Then croissants came in 19%, and biscuits ended it at 12%. Biscuits by themselves, I understand, can be pretty dry, but man, if you get some gravy or butter on those things, those can be pretty good depending on how they're made. I don't shit on the biscuit. I really don't. It's not that bad. Croissants to me would be the last here. I'm not a big croissant fan. But hey, some people like those, whether they have filling or not. Bagel versus English muffin. Again, I'm surprised Bagels didn't run away with this thing. It seems like those are the go-to breakfast bread. Probably most filling, but hey, I do a good English muffin. I buy the, I think it's Thomas brand, and I get these multi-grain light ones that have 8 grams of fiber in them. Again, don't know, we can always argue about what's good and what's healthy and what's not, but with ingredients, packaged foods, and everything is available to us in our country with the FDA laws and what they're telling us and what they're not, you just got to do what you think is best. Eat what you like. Look at the nutrition label, look at the macro counts, see what the heck, how many ingredients are in it, and just make your best decisions. So I do like English muffins over bagels based on like a calorie count, because usually English muffins are lighter. It can be like about 100 or 120 calories, where a bagel is somewhere 270 to 300 at times. So it really depends on what you're looking to do and what you like. But again, there's no wrong answers here. I'm just giving you my opinion and seeing what you guys said. Next up, on a traditional vegetable tray. So the veggie trays that show up at parties, they're everywhere. They usually get neglected. And I tell you, the 4 most common vegetables in those are broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, and cherry tomatoes, at least off the top of my head. I know sometimes celery will find its way in. Perhaps, I'm blanking on anything else, but, occasionally you'll see something else. But those seem to be the main ones. This was a very close race. Carrots won at 35%. There was a tie between cherry tomatoes and broccoli, each with 29%, and way down below, cauliflower at 8%. And I can't argue that. I've never really wanted to do anything. Actually, fuck cauliflower, to be honest with you. It's really ruined a lot of shit for us. I mean, people are making pizza crust out of this shit, and it's just that's a remnants. That's residual of the low carb nonsense crap that we've been fed. So people are trying to replace their pizza crusts and things with cauliflower to lose fat, and that's just not a fun thing to do. And then I've done this before where they've had cauliflower crust frozen pizzas in the store, marketing it as a healthier option. And in some ways, maybe you can extract something that says that, depending on what healthy is, which we know is subjective. But I looked at the macronutrient count and the calorie count, and believe it or not, I took a regular Jack's pizza and this cauliflower pizza, and the cauliflower pizza itself was 10 calories more overall. It was the same, basically. It was the same calories. It just used cauliflower somehow. They have to add other things in there for the flavor and to make it work. So fuck cauliflower. It belongs there. Can't believe it even got 8%. I don't know who's picking cauliflower over cherry tomatoes or broccoli. Come on. I go for the broccoli every time with the ranch in there. Like, that's one where I'll do ranch over blue cheese, probably with these vegetables. Cherry tomatoes are fine. No love, no hate. And then carrots I find overrated. I've never really loved carrots in any way. I think cooked or raw, I just think they're just a very boring food I've never said, let's add carrots to this. I never said that in my life. They said this would be better without carrots, maybe like a salad. I said, we don't need those little shredded things in there, or those little hard round cuts, and I don't know, fuck carrots. All right, moving along. The top 3 fish consumed in the United States. So I researched this. I don't remember where, but I'm not going to go ahead and find the source, but I'm going to go trust it, and it seems to line up. So the top 3 fish consumed in the United States are shrimp, tuna, and salmon. So I put those out there for you guys to vote on, and the clear winner was salmon with 49%, getting about half the votes. Next up was 28% with shrimp, and tuna was last with 23%. I do love salmon. It's no surprise, because a lot of fish, is very lean protein, good for you, trust me, and low fat. Like, a lot of fish is just straight protein. Like, if you look at whitefish, cod, mahi, tilapia, even tuna, shrimp here, it's not too high in fat, but salmon carries a lot of fat. Fat, though, means flavor. Therefore, I'm not surprised that salmon is the leader, because I would easily pick salmon here out of these, and there's nothing wrong with it. Just because it has high fat, it's just a higher calorie fish, to be honest with you. So, and I'm not going to go deep into knowing what your macros are. Then salmon can fit. So what happens here, like, I'll say something like that. Oh, salmon is the highest fat fish, or a higher fat fish. And then right away we're conditioned to think, well, I got to stop eating salmon. sure, there's a better option for you, like say tilapia, but some people think that shit's harvested in a nasty way. They think it's the pigeon of the sea, and it can taste way less appealing than salmon. But I mean, it's about like, for 4 ounces, it's like 25 grams of protein and like 90 calories. It's amazing. So, pick your poison, do what you want, but don't shit on salmon. It doesn't mean don't eat it. But that's one for me. Shrimp's good. I like shrimp. Tuna though, I like tuna from like ahi tuna, or like the raw stuff in sushi or nigiri or something like that. I'll eat that all day. The canned stuff to me is cat food, and I really I can have it sometimes, but I really try to actually enjoy this stuff. And I wish I did. I really wish I did, because it is such a convenient source of protein. And a good balance of everything. And I just wish I liked it more, because it's so easy to just open up a can, add a little mayonnaise, chop up some celery or some wheat thins in there, and just eat it that way. But I struggle with it. I do it sometimes, but I just don't like it. So I rarely eat tuna. Anyways, that's the results there. And then I asked another classic question. It always gives some flack. Steak. How do you have your steak cooked? Rare, medium, or well done? So the clear winner, and I believe the best way to have steak, is medium rare. I like that. So 58% said that. 31% went with medium, and then 6% like it well done, and 4% said rare. Well done is like, I don't even understand it. You might as well just throw ketchup on it, or just have a burger or something. Rare, I like rare steak. I would, I like it rare, but like there's certain times where I've ordered it rare before, and boy, it really just does come cold in the center. I don't hate it, but I just get a little concerned eating that rare of meat, and I don't want to get sick. But people eat it, and it's fine. Shit, there's even a guy on Instagram, I don't gotta check on him, see if he's still alive, who's been eating raw chicken every day. Just straight raw chicken, just every day. So he's fine every day. He was on like day 21 last time I looked. I don't know where he is now. But if you know, let me know. Otherwise, I'll look it up. Okay, here's a pointless one I did, but pizza shape. Triangle, square, rectangle, or fuck it and give me a calzone. So the winner here, people like the traditional triangle slices. 59% said that. Square is at 29%. Rectangle, which would probably just be like that Roman pizza or something of the sort. Square rectangle can kind of get convoluted, because when they cut your pizza up, it depends how they cut it. Some do end up being rectangular. 6% said they want rectangular pizza, and then 7% said fuck it, give me a calzone or panzerotti, whatever you want to call it. I don't remember I don't know what I would pick here. I don't really care what shape my pizza's in. I do like calzones or panzerottis, but I like them baked over fried. If you ever haven't had one baked before, go for that. It's not any healthier or anything like that. That's not a reason for it, but I don't know what it is. It kind of like hardens over a little bit more, and I don't know. It gives it a better taste to me. It makes me not feel as shitty about myself after I eat the whole fucking thing. So I would go with the calzone personally over the pizza. Screw it. All right. How about coffee? Where do you get it from? Dunkin', Starbucks, local cafe, or I make it at home? So I kind of use Dunkin' and Starbucks. I know there's other places. Some of the my Canadian listeners chimed in here and said, what about Tim Hortons? I don't know nothing about Tim Hortons. I was just in Minnesota, and I saw a few Caribous. Those are still there. But anyways, the overwhelmingly popular answer here is the smartest one, and I agree with it, is 58% said they like to make their own at home. And I think that's the best way to go. And I need to be making my own at home, which I do. I drink Cafe Bustelo almost always. And I try to veer to something else, but I always just end up back at Cafe Bustelo from the store. It's so good. It works all the time. So that's what I do, because it saves a lot of fucking money as well. Starbucks, 17%. Local cafe, 14%, and Dunkin' is last at 11%. I personally don't care much for Starbucks. Their straight coffee, their cold brew, or any of that. Like, I just don't. There's something about it I don't care for. I will get something there if, I'm out with my kids or my girlfriend or something like that, and they like, want to go there for whatever they like. But I'll go for more of a specialty thing that isn't ragingly high in calories when I'm there. I do like to support the local cafes. They usually have some good stuff. So I'll go there. That would be my second. And I would take Dunkin' over Starbucks if I had to, personally. But we're going to move along to Neapolitan ice cream. That's traditional chocolate, vanilla, strawberry. So, and I'm basically going with this like straight up. Obviously vanilla is the one. Like if you can only have one of these, I'd pick vanilla because you can do so much with it. But anyways, here's the results. Are chocolate ice cream winning at 42%. Vanilla at 33%, and strawberry at 24%. I don't care much for chocolate ice cream. I don't love it. I don't hate it. If I'm gonna get a chocolate ice cream, it's that really dark, like there's just one thing by me. This place called Hazel Marie's. They got this Zanzibar chocolate ice cream. It's really dark, super dark. It's not like that like brownish traditional ice cream. That's the kind I'll do. It's got to be rich. That's a good chocolate ice cream to me. Not surprising considering I'm a dark chocolate fan, way more than milk. Vanilla is in there at 33%. Like I understand where that is, and vanilla ice cream is a little bit of a bad rap. It's boring, but it's good. And then strawberry at 24%. Okay, moving on here to crumbled cheeses. This is what I like to talk about here: goat, feta, gorgonzola, or blue. Okay, so overwhelmingly winning this one, the Greeks were out, and their feta is at 49% here. Coming in next would be goat cheese at 30%. Gorgonzola is at 13%, and blue cheese is at 8%. Now, blue cheese, I understand, is a very acquired taste. I love it, like I said before, as a creamy dressing type, but I do like the crumbles as well myself. Would it be my favorite on these? I don't think so. I think I would say feta myself, just because I believe it's a versatile thing. I don't know. It depends on what I'm eating it with. This is a tough one for me, and I'm really struggling with it. I'm not going to lie to all of you. First world problems right here. So gorgonzola, probably my last. It's a little too much for me. Goes well in a salad, but not much else I'd put it in. I remember trying to make like a pasta salad with it, and it's just overpowering. Goat cheese is really good with like, I used to make this, I still do sometimes, like like a fruit, like a berry or a grapes or apples. And you put that with nuts, almonds, and then goat cheese with chicken and lettuce, and mix that up a little bit with some vinegar. Really good, like high protein, low carb, low fat meal, really, depending on how you do it. So that I like that, but feta works with that too. So, it's just a Greek salad would probably be one of my favorite salads, and feta needs to be in there, especially those large cube blocks. I like those. So I'm going to go feta there when it comes down to these crumbled cheeses. Fuck, I'm hungry now. All right. Let's see. The top 4 consumed fruits in the world. Okay. So the top 4 consumed fruits in the world, according to what I'd researched, are apples, bananas, watermelon, and tomatoes. Now, I'm sorry. I'm going to go off the tangent here a little bit and rant a minute. Maybe not rant, but just give my opinion. I get technically tomato is a fruit. Okay, but it's a vegetable the way it's used. You do not, I'm sorry, if you get a fruit salad made, no one's putting tomatoes in it. No. If you've got a salad with a bunch of vegetables in it, tomatoes show up. This goes for avocados as well. I'm serious. I don't know. It's on there. It's a vegetable to me, but we're going to go with it because I'm not going to make my own rules. I'm going to listen to what the world says and what science says. And science says tomatoes are fruits. So we're going to go with it, no matter what I think. All right. And the winner is 40% of the votes for bananas, 30% go to apples, 24% go to watermelon, and then 6% go to tomatoes because it's a fucking vegetable. Sorry. So looking at this, I can see how bananas, they're convenient to bring around. They are, if they're ripe, they're pretty good. They make a good bread. I get it. And I would probably pick apples here, barely. Just because I sometimes just don't like bananas, and I just think about people eating them and mushing them around in their mouth, and it makes me physically sick. And I don't like seeing people eat bananas. I don't care. Don't make eye contact with people while you're eating a banana. Just fucking eat it in private. You know what? I think bananas need to be eaten in private. I think that should be a law. and I would like the next president of the United States to make that a law. I really do. But I really think that bananas should be eaten in private, and you shouldn't even be able to look in the mirror when you have it. And I think, stay away from people so they can't hear you mush it around in your mouth. I mean, if you're going to put it in your mouth and you make eye contact with somebody, you're really starting an awkward relationship with them. So you're going to have to really watch yourself when you're eating these. And I don't know who the hell said that you slip on banana peels, because, I played a lot of Mario Kart in my day, and I watched a lot of old vaudevillian comedies. People are slipping all over on these banana peels. I have put banana peels on the floor as a child and as an adult, and I got to tell you, I never slipped on one at all. If anything, I think the peel has grip. Like, they should make shoes out of banana peels and just thwart the whole world. Like, everything you know is wrong. You're not slipping on a banana peel, Luigi. So don't throw that shit at me on the fucking cart and fucking make me fucking slip, because it's not real, you liar. Anyways, bananas win 40%. Apples are good. I like those. I slice mine. I like to have the skin. There's some good fiber in there. Watermelon is a disaster, okay? Fuck watermelon. I'll tell you that too. Watermelon, I'll take bananas over watermelon, because watermelon is a pain in the ass. And I've gone on about this before. Now, this is a first world pains. Don't take me too serious. Don't come yelling at me and telling me about how many people are starving in Somalia and other friggin' Western African countries. I understand, and I feel for that. But let me tell you something about watermelon now. You go to the grocery store, you pick up this big frickin' green thing, and you throw it in your cart. It takes up all the space right away. It rolls around, you smashes your eggs, and you got to haul it onto the thing. It's got to have its own bag and shit. And then you get it home, and you want to put it in the fridge after you cut it in half. Half goes in the fridge. The other half you got to chop up. It makes a big mess. There's seeds in it. There's these if you get the real shit, fuck the seedless, because it's not as sweet. If you get the dark seeds, you got to pull those out and eat them. All for no satiety at all. Whoever got full eating fucking watermelon? Who? Nobody. Nobody did. Nobody ever said that. Screw it. And it's just a mess. And it takes up all the room in the fridge, whether you keep it in there like that or you slice it up. You got to put 3 different Tupperwares in there. It's a disaster. And for nothing. For what? And they say this is the only fruit that's high on the glycemic level. I don't know if I believe that. If watermelon, I don't believe in that. That watermelon is shooting up people's glucose levels and giving them blood sugar problems. I don't think I believe that. But the glycemic index shows it as a high glycemic carb, which is weird to me. It was the only fruit that shows up there. So I don't know. Watermelon sucks, I think. So I'm going to have an apple, because that's the only one that's an actual fruit and doesn't suck on here. And not that I really want to watch anybody bite and chew an apple. Anyways, moving along. Chocolate. All right, here we go. Milk, dark or white? Okay, so milk chocolate, dark, white. Dark wins somehow. I'm surprised. 52%. 42 choose milk chocolate, and white chocolate gets 6%. Yeah, I don't know many people who go for white chocolate. I think the only place that I can say I like to experiment with white chocolate are as chips in a cookie with macadamia nuts or something like that. I think that's a good way to go. But dark chocolate all the way for me. My favorite thing, I've mentioned it before, dark chocolate Kit Kats right out of the freezer. Delicious thing to do. Give it a shot, especially with Halloween coming up here in a couple of months. Get yourself some dark chocolate Kit Kats. Let them sit in the freezer. Pull them out when you're ready. Yes. All right. And actually, that was the last one. I didn't even know that was the final one. That was our food wars, our food debate for 2024 here. If you ever have any of those other ones, we can throw them up and do another one. But that was really it. I don't know. I had other ideas, but it can go too long. I mean, I just spent about 30 minutes talking about food and ranting about shit. But that's just what we do here. So, so to close this thing up, those are our results. Thank you for those who voted. Thank you so much for those who listen. I am going to become more regular here. If you want to come on the podcast, you know where to find me. I'm everywhere. Instagram, Facebook. I think I still have X. I don't know, but nobody's reaching out to me on X. I don't think anybody's using Twitter. So it's at MFS Wellness. Facebook or Instagram would be best. Mike at mfswellness.com. I am still doing nutrition coaching. So if you're interested in that, just, find me there. Call me, whatever you want to do, and we can have a conversation. I'm low pressure. We find what works for you, and then we match that with your financial scenario right now. It's hard. Groceries are still very expensive. It's very difficult to go ahead and afford something, but there is no price you can put on your health. There is a lot of value in investing in yourself, and investing in yourself means feeding yourself correctly, because you will be in some deep regret if the back end of your life is low quality because of the foods you've been eating. Low quality food will likely lead to low quality life. So we try to balance all that. And it's not just for looks. It's not just to look good on Instagram and show your abs. You do this because you love yourself. And that's what you need to do. Hire somebody, invest the money, do it, because what good is your bank account a little more inflated when your body is completely inflated and cannot be moved, because you need help getting in and out of everything. So that's something that can happen to you. But anyways, that doesn't mean don't enjoy some stuff you like we talked about today on the show with different foods, and have fun with them. They can all work. There are no bad foods. Our buddy Nick Beck told us that, and we talked about that a few episodes ago. So anyways, that'll close it up for today. And until I come back with another episode, thank you very much, and we will talk to you then.